Direta sa atong chapter 8, authentic and alternative assessment methods. So in the education industry, alternative assessment or portfolio assessment is in a direct contrast to what is known as performance evaluation. Okay, direct contrast jud siya. Kanang familiar man ta sa portfolio assessment, no, kung gipabuhat mo ganis una sa mga education subjects natin, mga portfolio assessment. So actually that's a direct contrast sa performance evaluation, traditional assessment, standardized assessment, or summative assessment. Familiar pa mo sa standardized assessment o summative, ha? So sa alternative assessment is also known under the various terms including the authentic assessment, integrative, holistic, assessment for learning, and formative. So meaning the students, teachers, and the parents identify items from a student's portfolio which show the learning has in fact taken place. Portfolio assessment emphasizes the active demonstration of knowledge through evidence of students' work and veers away from traditional testing in the sense of pencil paper cognitive tests. Okay? Veers away from traditional testing. Kay mo man na ato naandanom kay paper pencil cognitive test. So this portfolio assessment can be used for evaluating not only learning outcomes but more importantly gauging the quality of the learning process that took place. Such assessment procedure in the end truly encourage the active involvement of each student in the learning process as well as promotes greater interaction among learners and the teachers. Formats vary, the demonstrations and journals can be used as alternative assessment. So familiar man tayo no, demonstration and journals, which is in the portfolio presentation, are considered the most fully representative of students' learning. No, kung di pa sulay mo sa mga education subjects ninyo nga magpa-portfolio, o mo ni siya ang alternative assessment method. So, the authentic assessment when a test is an isolated skill or a retained fact from the students, we are not really measuring students' capabilities. That is, in order to evaluate exactly what an individual has learned, it is necessary to develop an assessment method that examines his or her collective abilities. So, muna siya sa mga important, no? Magpa-buhat kag portfolio kay yung collective abilities niya. Dira jud niya mag-develop or ma-examine niya yung collective abilities such as an assessment procedure is called an authentic assessment method. Authentic assessment in general gives the student situation that occur in real world which require them to apply their relevant skills and knowledge. So muna siya ma-apply na siya sa real worlds. Kung muna magbuhat kag mga in-ani, no? At least ma-relate lang sa iyang self or magamit in real world. So the method of authentic assessment has the following main characteristics which set it apart from traditional assessment. So first, nato dire require students to develop responses rather than select from predetermined options, elicits higher order thinking in addition to basic skills, directly evaluates holistic projects, synthesized with classroom instructions, uses examples of students' work, yun nga, portfolios collected over an extended time period, stems from clear criteria made known to students, allow the possibility of multiple human judgment, relates more closely to classroom learning, and teaches students to evaluate their own work. Isa pod na siya, no? Kanang pag magbuhat gali sila sa ilang portfolio, they have also to assess kung nindot ba ilang nabuhat, satisfied ba sila, or basin bati, no? So in traditional assessment method, tests are standardized and uniform and rather impersonal and absolute. Precisely because of these characteristics, the traditional assessment methods They cannot called fair. Even if the tests are inappropriate in the context of the students, they are focused to accept the assessment method used. A test is fair when appropriate, that is when it is personalized, natural, and flexible. So mo nang matawag siya fair, okay? Ang test, fair na siya pag personalized, natural, and flexible. Kaya yung mga uban kay magpabuhat palain ng project, di ba? Dili siya personal, dili pod natural, basit artificial ra diha ito. So mo nang m- make sure nga makita pod nimo nga nag-effort jud ang students. Ma-assess jud na siya to be fair. So when it can be modified to pinpoint specific abilities and functions at the relevant level of difficulty, and when it promotes a rapport between examiner and the students. So generally, authentic assessment is designed to be a criterion reference rather than the norm reference. So na-discuss mo na nato ni sa previous chapters, sa chapter 6, I think chapter 5, chapter 6, yung pinagkaiba ng criterion reference and yung norm reference. So that's why itong authentic assessment is designed to be criterion. So such evaluation identifies strengths and weakness but does not compare or rank students. Okay? In other words, assessment procedure does not determine in advance the number of students who will pass or fail a given course in a case of norm reference system. So authentic assessment is often based on performance. Students are asked to demonstrate their knowledge, skills, and competencies in whatever they find appropriate. There are several challenges to using authentic assessment method. So natin yung mga several challenges. They include managing its time-intensive nature, ensuring curricular validity, and minimizing evaluator bias. So first muna nato dire kay ang classroom assessment technique. Classroom assessment technique include the class of the assessment procedure called action research. Ayan, familiar man tag action research no isa sa mga ginapabuhat jud na sa mga teachers no, especially sa mga education subject na action research. Such authentic assessment procedure determines the quality of teaching and learning that occur in the classroom. In this technique, the teachers uses a varieties of tools and practices that allow them to assess accurate and relevant information about the quality of students' learning and the quality of his teaching as well. Okay? Especially kung mag-intern na jud mo, mga education students, intern na, then pabuhatan mo action research, no? So the main goal of the example, the CAT is not to grade students nor evaluate the teacher, but rather that the information gathered be used for facilitating interaction and dialogue between students and teachers on the quality of the learning process and thus find ways and means to improve the process. So, ay kakonfyusahan CAT, the same na sa ROTC. So, CAT provide both teachers and students with in-process information on how well students are learning what curriculum intends. Importante na, syempre, which means na dapat mo-follow sila sa curriculum. That's what students learn. So, there are three basic questions sa CAT. Kaning CAT ha, Classroom Assessment Technique, CAT. What are the essential skills and knowledge I am trying to teach? Oh, how can I find out whether students are learning them? And how can I help students learn better? So this CAT or classroom assessment process assumes that students need to receive feedback early and often that they need to evaluate the quality of their own learning. And they can help the teacher improve the strength of instruction. So the basic steps in the classroom assessment process are: choose a learning goal to assess, choose assessment technique, apply the technique, analyze the data, and share the results with students, respond to the data. Then students provide teachers with a menu evaluation tool. That is, check the student's background knowledge, identifies area of confusion, enable students to self-assess their learning level, determine students' learning styles, target and build specific skills. So when CAT is used in classroom setting, the teacher often finds that the results of his investigation can be shared with other teachers who are similarly situated. It therefore becomes necessary to publish his findings uh, and thus contribute to the field of knowledge and to the list of best practices in teaching. So next na pod nato kay ang portfolio assessment. So muna ta sa classroom assessment techniques is about classroom. Basic steps na siya sa classroom assessment process. Next, ang portfolio assessment, as a name implies, requires a presentation of a collection of students' work, essentially constituting a dossier or portfolio para mas masabtan kung nakapamilyar pa mo or kung nakasulay jud mo ipabuhat mo sa teacher og portfolio, like magbuhat kag portfolio from prelim to finals nga related sa math. So mura siyang ah, something as scrapbook or sa imuang na-collect na knowledge or natun-an nimo sa kani nga subject. So a portfolio can be used to appraise students' performance over time. It is essentially like a scrapbook. So mo lang na-mention or compilation of significant work of the students in a particular subject. Portfolio assessment ranges from the portfolios that demonstrate the student's best work to an expanded student record that holds a full presentation of students' work from math equations to essay on literature. Portfolios of the students' work are more concrete evidence of students' performance. They are far less susceptible of being fake and manufactured than as transcript and diplomas. In fact, some instances it is noted that portfolios serve as a replacement as of high school diplomas and transcript of records. No, so mo lang na itabo ang portfolio serve as a replacement sa diploma na siya og TOR nato. So of course, the main disadvantage of portfolios is that they are not as quick and easy to evaluate. Plus, they are hard to rank as with a grade or score due to the quantitative nature of portfolios. College and university find them hard to use as a determinant of students' ability to pursue college work or for employers based on their decisions on whether or not an applicant for work would do well on the job. This explains the popularity of hard quantitative test results being required in entrance or admission to universities or to job. So in some schools created portfolios that serve as a representative sample of students' work showing the range of the performance and experience. Such a record usually hold far more information that employers need. No, na yung mga uban college and university no nga ano lang sila, portfolio, no? And other school want to use portfolio as an assessment tool to provide an alternative to standardized or teacher testing. While this while this would seem to be rationally objective, it is often very difficult to implement in practice. Person in authority who decide on fate of an applicant could hardly be expected to evaluate and make judgment on portfolios presented, no matter how detailed or concise the portfolio presentation may be. So usahay no kayo sa mga students like end of the semester kay portfolio as a project or compilations or scrapbooks sa mga natun-an nimo in that subject. May mga inana ng mga teachers na magpabuhat og portfolio. So we have here the implications of portfolio on some elements of education. First muna nato dire kay ang curriculum. Some people believe that using portfolios will enable teachers to broaden their curriculum to include areas they traditionally could not assess with standardized testing. How well this works depends on how much curriculum is developed to the test. In other words, how much curriculum is geared towards achieving test scores rather than learning for the sake, learning's sake. Next naman ang instruction, portfolios assessment appears to be complement at teachers' use of instructional strategies centered around teamwork, projects, and applied learning. Portfolios are also compatible with more individualized instruction, as well as strategies focused on different learning styles. For the assessment naman, portfolio can be used as an assessment tool. External assessors, employers, evaluation panels, and so on can benefit from them. So mga other schools, universities, employers, evaluation panels, teachers can also utilize them to judge students' performance. So, pwede natin na siya compete sa mga other employers, especially sa nabuhat na portfolio sa students. Plus, students can use their own portfolios for self-assessment and reflection. So portfolios typically are created for one of the following three purposes. So na purpose in creating portfolios. So first is to show growth, to showcase current abilities, and to evaluate cumulative achievement. So there we have some examples of such purpose includes the growth portfolios. So ano yung growth portfolios? To show growth or change over time, to help develop process skills such as self-evaluation and goal setting, to identify strengths and weaknesses, to track develop of one more products or performances. Next kay ang showcase portfolios. To showcase the end year or semester, yun nga na-mention na ako sa ganina, the end year semester. Kasagara kay magpa-portfolio jud na siya. That is yung accomplishments. To prepare sample of best work for employment or college admission, or to showcase students' perception of favorite, best, or most important work, to communicate students' current aptitudes to future teachers. And next is ang evaluation portfolios to document achievement for grading purposes, to document progress towards standards, and to place students appropriately. So, muna siya ang three examples for the purpose sa portfolio growth, syempre sa imong self, sa students, kita ang skills, kaya na di kaya nga talent, buhat kang portfolio, showcase nimo yung portfolio, ipakita nimo sa mga students nimo in subjects, mga other sections or sa school, kita lang nimo yung ang skills and evaluation din. So standardized test or traditional assessment procedure emphasize the input or end result of teaching learning process. So in portfolio assessment kay lahi man ni, 'di ba mo man ang standardized test and traditional assessment which is already discussed in the previous chapters na tong semifinals. Ang emphasize lang diya kay ang output or ang end result lang. For portfolio assessment naman, it now becomes possible to assess the process adapted, as well as the end result of educative process. So for instance, the growth portfolio emphasizes the process of learning, whereas the showcase portfolio emphasizes the products of learning. So naatay process, of course, for your growth process. Para naman sa showcase products na. Of course, a portfolio may tell more than one story, including more than one category above. For example, a showcase portfolio might also be used for evaluation purposes, and a growth portfolio might be also showcase final performance or products. What is critical is that the purposes is clear or are clear throughout the process to students, teachers, and any other pertinent stakeholders. So next na pud nato dire ang creating portfolio assignment. Siyempre no, na naman tayo idea si purpose sa portfolio, sa mga purpose niya. Karon sa pag-create sa portfolio nato. So in order to create a portfolio assessment for the students, it is necessary to establish a series of questions which have to be addressed in designing the portfolio assignment. No, dili man pwede nga magpataka ra buhat sa portfolio. So make sure napod na siya guidelines, mechanics na mga i-follow. So there are essentially 7 questions necessary in the development of portfolio assignment. So ito yung mga purpose nato ay 7 question. First kay purpose. What is the purpose of the portfolio? Di ba? Sa mga una jud na purpose, what are the for the what audience will the portfolio be created? No? Isa man ang mga audience, si purpose nimo, manong create man taan ni. Content, no? What samples of students' work will be included? Ano yung content process? What process? It is a selection of work to be included, reflection on work, conferencing will be engaged in during the development of portfolio. Management, how will time and materials be managed in the development of portfolio? Communication, how and when will the portfolio be shared with the pertinent audiences? So, importante, syempre, pag nahuman na ka sa mga output, portfolio, syempre, kailangan po ng mga audience. And then, evaluation na. If the portfolio is used to be evaluation, for evaluation, when and how should it be evaluated? So, we have here the following discussions na ma-explain na ya dire ang 7 questions to develop a portfolio assignment. So first muna nato dire yung purpose. What is the purpose of portfolio? So importante na siya kay, di ba? Before ka mag-start kay, guna na jud ka. Purpose muna nato. Portfolio are not easy to prepare and they require much time and resources to complete. Because tinod jud, gasto pa jud, no? Takes time. Consequently, it is more important that both students and the teacher understand clearly why they are preparing the portfolio. What story must the portfolio tell at the end? For instance, in the case of a portfolio that tells the student's ability to solve linear equation in two unknowns. Kana, di ba? Pwede ka magpabuhat og portfolio ana sa equation of two unknowns, sa pag-graph, di ba? The compilation needs to be clearly relate to this particular subject matter. So the purpose of the portfolio is to assess the student's ability to solve. Amo ni siya. Unang purpose nimo. Solve linear equation in two unknowns. Relate concept to real-life situations. And judge the importance of the subject matter in everyday living. So, in ana, kung nakakay-purpose, kani, nakakay-example, in solving, i-relate mo siya real life scenario and judge the importance. Next naman ang audience. For what audience will the portfolio be created? Who will be eventually see the portfolio? It goes without saying that this is two important questions hand in hand with the statement of portfolio objectives. Of course, often it is teachers that the students wish to be the audience of their portfolio, but other students, administrators, their parents, and their community stakeholders, kani ang mga audience nimo. Siyempre, makita po dapat sa imong parents ang imong output sa portfolio, yung mga other students, administrators, school, might also want to see the evidence of the learning in particular school. By identifying the audience who will want to examine the portfolio. So the students are also appropriately guided as to the content and level of materials as they need to compile the portfolio. Just as the purposes of the portfolio should guide the development of it. The selection of audience should shape its construction. So for example, the audience outside the classroom, it is helpful to include a cover page or table of contents that helps someone unfamiliar with the assignment to navigate through the portfolio and provide context for what is found inside. So, ayun, importante po ning nga part kay kung magbuhat kag portfolio, especially dili na mo tan-aw yung mga classmates, mga other ano na, sections or mga teachers, mga other faculties mo tan-aw sa imong output sa imong portfolio, mas maayo na kay cover page palang daan and table of contents. So the students need to keep their audiences in mind as they proceed through each step of developing their portfolios. So a good method for checking whether a portfolio serves the anticipated audience is to imagine different members of those audience viewing the portfolio. So we have here the following question. Can each of them tell you why you created the portfolio? Or are they able to make sense the story you wanted to tell them? Or can they navigate around through the portfolio? So did they know why you included, why you did? Have you used language suitable for those audiences? So mo na siya ang mga questions na para mag-guide ka pag-create sa portfolio. So next naman ang content. What samples of students' work will be included? So once the purpose of are established, it is now time to determine just what the portfolio will contain. Of course, the contents of the portfolio depends to a large extent of the purpose and audience identified. So we have here the following questions. We have to ask, no, what should be included? Or the natural answer would be questions like, what story do you want to tell? Or what do you want to tell it to? There are certain considerations relative to the questions of content. First, hypothetically, there is no limit as to what can be included in the portfolio. So, morning important na part you can do as much as you can, eh, wala man siya limit. As long as the important keyword is the manageability. You can manage a large amount of content in the portfolio. Karon, sa nowadays, the various forms of multimedia present an enormous amount of possibilities for inclusion in the portfolio apart from the traditional papers products such as essay, homework, letters, project, etc. are most common. Nakapamilya pa mo og multimedia. Such things like CD, diba natay CD-ROMs, audio tapes, DVDs are also commonplace. So can you actually manage to go through all these materials as a teacher? So obviously, there are considerable number and variety of types of students that can be selected samples for a portfolio. So we have here the other content in addition to the samples of students' work and reflection on that work. A portfolio might also include table of contents. O kanina, balik na pod na ako ni pag-explain kanina sa imuang portfolio. Make sure you include table of contents, cover letter, and kung familiar tag scrapbook, inana. Both typically composed by the students to aid our readers to making sense of purpose, processes, and contents of the portfolio. This can be particularly useful if the portfolio is shared with the external audience unfamiliar with the coursework, such as parents, other educators, and community members. So yun na to, at least maklaro lang nino kay kung mag-create mo portfolio, important ang cover page and cover letter pa lang, and then table of contents. Kay siyempre dili lang estudyante or teacher lang ang mutanaw sa inyong portfolio but mga external audiences, especially your parents, tanaw pod sa imong output, no? Even though kay di siya ka-relate kung math ang ato ang portfolio, even though di maka-relate, no? At least makita lang jud niya unsa ka ka-creative sa pagbuhat sa portfolio and pag-purpose pod nimo. And what processes will be engaged in during the development of the portfolio. So the greatest strength of portfolio assessment is in the potential for focusing on the processes of learning rather than on the outcomes of learning. Traditional assessment method concentrate too much on end products and outcomes, and we do not give sufficient attention to the processes required to create those products or outcomes. So the processes involved in this, that is the self-diagnosis, self-improvement, or the metacognitive process of thinking. As a result, products or outcomes are not as good as we or students would like because they're often unsure how to get started or how to self-diagnose or self-correct or how to determine when a piece of work is finished. There are three common processes adopted in the portfolio design. Okay, isa sa mga important ni ang process. Usahay no kay mga confused na or nakabalo si next buhaton. Kung finish na ba ni or kulang pa. Kay wala ba na siya limit, no? So selection of contents of the portfolio or reflection on samples of work and processes and conferencing about the contents and processes. Next naman kay ang selection of contents. Once again, identifying the purpose of the portfolio should drive the selection process. As defined above, depending on the purpose of the portfolio, it is very likely that different samples of the student's work will be selected. For example, for an evaluation portfolio, teacher might decide which samples need to be included to evaluate students' progress. On the other hand, including the students in the decision-making process of determining appropriate types of sample for inclusion might be more critical for a growth portfolio to promote meaningful reflection. Finally, showcase portfolio might be designed to include significant input from the student on which samples best highlight achievement and progress, or the teacher might primarily make those decisions. Flexibility applies to portfolios as it does to any authentic assessment. That is, you should be true to your purpose. Okay? Klaro kayong words dire, no? True to your purpose. Hindi pwede nga August lang kag buhat. So make sure you have a passion in making a portfolio. But you should feel no constraint on how you meet them with portfolio assessment. So muna akong pasabot nga ganahan jud ka sa pagbuhat, no? Kay the more nga naganahan ka pagbuhat sa portfolio, mahimo siyang best. Okay? Content selection may be used with the following criteria. Best work. Selection for showcase portfolios will typically focus on samples of work that illustrate students' best performance in design area or the culmination of progress made. Next naman, evidence of growth. Selection for growth portfolios will focus on identifying samples of work and work processes. Kita nimo imong progress or evidence in growth. So the best capture progress shown on the design tasks, processes, or acquisitions of knowledge and skills. For example, students might ask to choose sample of earlier and later work highlighting some skills or content area. Samples through rough drafts and final drafts. So, napil pod na siya sa imuhang evidence of work, no? Labi na kung magbuhat kag portfolio, make sure nga na kay mga evidence nga sa mga drafts nga sa sinugdanan kay galisod kapag buhat pa lang na kay mga drafts, rough drafts and final drafts para makabuhat na ka sa imong final portfolio work that traces the development of a particular product or performance, samples of work reflecting specifically identified strengths and weaknesses. Next naman kay ang evidence of achievement, particularly for showcase and evaluation portfolio selection might focus on samples of work that illustrates current levels of competence in design areas or particular exemplars of quality work. Okay, sa mga important po na no, na dapat ma-appreciate po, no, pag makabuhat na ka sa portfolio, ma-appreciate po din mo ang yang achievement, of course, standardized met or standards met evidence. Similarly, selection could focus on samples of work that illustrates how successfully students have met certain standards. Okay, appeal po dun siya sa ato ang nating mga following standards na dapat met sa students to be successful. Favorite or most important piece to help develop recognition of the value of the work completed and to foster pride in that work, selection might focus on samples to which students or parents or others find a connection with which they are particularly eni- enamored. So, and next na po dato dre is one or more of the above. Portfolio can include samples of work for multiple reasons and thus more than more than one above criteria could be used for selecting samples to be included. So, mo to siya ang mga following important evidences, no, for the content selection. Next na pod nato diri ang reflection on samples of work. Reflection na ta. So, many educators who work with portfolios consider the reflection component the most critical element of the good portfolio. Simply selecting sample of work as described above can produce meaningful stories about students, and others can benefit from reading these stories. But the students themselves are missing significant benefits of the portfolio process if they are not asked to reflect upon the quality and growth of their work. No, kay especially kung magpa-portfolio bihata kay by group or di ba by pair, nya kay base ng nitabo kay isa kang galihok, no? So kailangan makita po nila or ma-reflect po nila, no? Na makita nila nga nag-effort or makita nila nga growth sa ilang worth dira. Okay, as stated here, ni portfolio is something that is done by the students and not to the students. Most importantly, it is something done for the students, something done. Okay, that students need to be directly involved in each phase of the portfolio. Okay, klaro diri ha, students needs to be directly involved, okay, of the portfolio development to learn the most from it. And the reflection phase holds the most promise for promoting students' growth. No? So, dire, especially kung magpabuhat og portfolio, depende na sa subject ha, kay kung ako magbuhat og portfolio, math related jud na. No, depende na tagaan ta mag topic or naita i-follow nga criteria nga gamiton, no? So in this reflection phase, students are typically asked comments on why specific samples were selected or comments on what they like and did not like in the samples. Na yung mga inani, no? Na tanaw nimo adra ang ganahan mga part or dili mo ganahan nga part of the sample. Comment on or identify the process involved in the developing specific products or performance or describe and no and point to examples of how specific skills or knowledge improve. Identify strengths and weaknesses in samples of work or set goals for themselves corresponding to the strengths and weaknesses, or identify strategies for reaching those goals, or assess their past and current self-efficacy for tasks or skills. Complete a checklist or survey about their work and some combination or above. So, mo na siya mga reflection phase lang nga part, no? Reflection phase. Kaya importante ni, di ba, pagkahuman sa mong work na kay reflection nga na-follow ni siya nga part. Next naman kay ang reflection sheets. Probably the most common portfolio reflection task is the completion of sheet to be attached to the sample or samples of work which the reflection is addressing. Here's the possibilities for the reflection questions or from prompts are endless. But some examples I have seen include, so natin mga gipang include dire para sa reflection sheets na to. First is, why did you select this piece? Isa sa mga questions na siya or prompts na to. Why should this sample be included in your portfolio? No? How does this sample meet the criteria for selection for your portfolios? I choose this piece because, so yan, natin mga following questions diri. So actually, sa end of this chapter, kay natin mga following activities nga buhaton ninyo. So make sure na ma-follow po ninyo ha ang mga na-discuss diri. And of course, from the selection questions na po tayo growth. So, syempre, kung mabuhat ka, tajud kay growth, what are the strength of this work or weaknesses? What would you work or more if you had an additional time? Or how has your blank or writing changed? Okay? How has your writing or that is example lang ha. Blank man na siya. Changed since last year. Or what do you know about this topic? That is example, scientific method that you didn't know at the beginning of the year or this semester. So nang kasagaran no sa mga ubang teachers, mga education teachers kay magpa-portfolio jud niya. Isa ka semester jud. So from prelim to finals sa imong natun-an sa mga collective na mga i-collect nimo, i-compile nimo yung mga natun-an. So what do you know about that? And then syempre looking at or thinking about an earlier piece of similar work, how does this new piece of work compare? How it is better or worse? Where can you see progress or improvement? How did you get stuck working on this task? And how do you get unstuck? And then one skill I should not perform very well, but now I can is blank. No, na yung mga questions diri nga mga follow diri is, di ba? The end of the semester kay pa-portfolio ba ya? First kay kakabalo then na-realize din mo nga kabalo na dahil ka kay gabuhat. So next is reviewing this piece. I learned what? Okay? So next is the goal setting questions. Okay? So last ano na siya, daghan pa kay questions na i-follow no kay mga reflecting sheets mo na nato ni. What is the one thing that you can improve upon in this piece? And so again na explain ni siya. Then what is the realistic goal for the end of the quarter? Butang nato end of the semesters, college man ta. Kay quarter kapag ano sa high school na siya nga grading quarter nila. So sa college semester or year butang nato. What is one way you will try to improve your what? So yung mga example dire, writing ba, creativity, what is one thing I need to work on or I will work towards my goal by what? So, mo na siya, mga goal settings na siya, especially sa reflecting phase mo sa portfolio. Next naman, kay ang evaluation questions naman. If you were a teacher and grading your work, what grade would you give it and why? No? Siyempre, no, kung mag-evaluate man gali, evaluate sa nimo imong self kung ikaw teacher, di ba? Butang na to, i-rate na to 1 to 10. So, sa imong ma-rate based sa imong nabuhat. Okay? So, using appropriate rubrics. So, how about kung na rubric naman? Na-discuss natin siya last chapter. Pag na rubric, give yourself a score and justify it with specific traits from the rubric. And what do you like or not like about this piece of work? I like this piece of work because what? So, na yung mga questions diri, ko dyan makatubagan ni once nga makabuhat na ka sa portfolio. Napod tay effort questions. How much time did you spend on this product or your performance? Butang nato, no? The work would have been better if I had spent more time on. My question diri. Okay? And then, I am pleased that I put significant effort into blank. No? So, kung mapansin mo, puro ra ni siya. Kung ano dyan makatubagan na sa assessment ni effort questions, kung dyan makatubagan, syempre, kung may nagbuhat sa portfolio. And of course, napuntay overall portfolio questions. What would you like your blank to know about or see in your portfolio? What would you like your, utang na to, parents? What would you like your parents to know about or see in your portfolio? Or next na po na to, what does the portfolio as a whole reveal about you as a learner? Sa ka, writer, baka, thinker, ayan, dira jud makita mo na siya. Reveal about you as a learner kanang sa portfolio pagbuhat nimo. A feature of this portfolio are particularly like what? And then in this portfolio, I see evidence of no, daghan kay questions no, murag lisod kay daghan kay mga questions dire pila man ni kabuok questions nga i-answer for these reflection sheets. No? Kay this above mentioned, students can respond such question or prompts when a piece of work is completed, while a work is in progress or a periodic intervals after the work has been collected. Furthermore, these questions or prompts can be answered by the students, teachers, parents, peers, or anyone else in any combination that best serves the purposes of the portfolio. So, pwede ra, isig kinsa ron, no, maka-answer students, teacher, parents, peers, anything, as long as nga serves sa purpose sa portfolio. So, we're done sa ato ang discussion for our last chapter. So, yun nga, pagkaabot dire sa chapter exercises nato, puro raman ning mga explanations, no? Kay again, kaning mga gipang-apil na ako, manggawas ra na siya sa ato ang assignment quiz exam, gipang-apil na ako ni, no? Sa mga, mga questions, giputol-putol ra na ako ni. Pero again, ansira ni siya ha, i i-follow ang mga instructions, si mga questions dire, mo to i-follow. Show your solution din. Show your outputs din sa inyong following chapter na to. So again, daghang mo ipatrabaho na ako diri ha. Make sure you finish this sa atong deadline. So that's it